All right, welcome back to another round of stretch and roll. My name is Ken. I'm going to be taking you through that stretch and roll process today. All right, what we're going to be working with is foam rollers. All right, if you have any other type of roller, whether it be one of those really that got little bumps and things like that, totally fine as well. Even if you have a lacrosse ball or a tennis ball, that would also be useful. I'll tell you a couple ways that you can use that lacrosse and tennis ball as we get going. The stretch and or roll and stretch portion, that's the roll portion. The stretch, we do about 15 and 15, so somewhere around 15 minutes of rolling and then 15 minutes of lovely stretching to pull out the tissues that we just rolled out. So good fun times. Hope you stick around and enjoy. I'm going to be using the white one, and the main reason I use that is just because wearing black clothing, it's easier to see me use that white foam roller than the black foam roller. You may see me switch to it, and that is just because that muscle hurts a little bit more, and I need to work that a little bit more. White foam roller is what we call a low density. And so what that means is a little more squishy, right? I can squeeze my fingers into it, a little less stubborn on the bad muscles. So if you start doing it with the foam roller, it hurts really bad, I may go to a low density. High density is usually a black. Sometimes they come in blue. Sometimes they come speckled. It doesn't really matter. You'll know it's high density because you won't really be able to push those fingers in as much. It'll be a little firmer. That is what we're working with. Let's go ahead and make our way down to the mat and get right into it. Okay. So with this being said, we're going to bring that foam roller under the neck. And the first thing we're going to do is kind of work with some of these neck and back of the head muscles. And what I want you to do here is I just want you to pull the chin to chest, or pull the chin in, like tuck the chin. So if I'm here, tucking it that way. So basically I'm applying pressure on the back of that neck. 3, 2, 1, and then release. Not a heavy pressure, just a nice pushing back onto that foam roller. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Pushing back on that foam roller. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very good. Now what we're going to do is we're going to apply that pressure, and then we're going to rotate to the left, rotate that over to the right, and release that pressure here. Apply that pressure, rotate to the left, rotate to the right. Can't tell me that doesn't feel great. All right, rolling it out. Here we go. Push, rotate, rotate. If you don't feel it as much, maybe pull that foam roller a little closer so that you can give a little bit more push. And you're just kind of giving a light push back on that foam roller as you rotate, then you're relaxing. One more here as we go to left. And then we go to right. Very good. The idea of that one, these mastoid muscles, getting them a little roll, getting them a little stretch, and going from there. Let's go ahead and go through for the back, and then we'll sit up and do some glute next. So when we do the back, what we're trying to do is low back or high glute. All right, I'm not trying to get into that pocket of the low back. So what we do is we lift our butt up. If I did low back, I would be like right here, right? So this would be my low back. Now, if you're there and you feel like that's right in that low back area, lift up and just half a roll. It should feel like it's almost sitting up on the top of the butt. It's that top of that arch. It's what we call the GLs or the QLs, sorry, or the quadratus lumbritum. And what that muscle does is that muscle is kind of that big support from the hips and to the lower back. And what we want to do is once we're there, we want to pick up these legs and hold on to the foam roller. Hands are here, because if not, it could, if your clothes are slick or whatever, it could fall out. So what we want to do from here is the legs are here. All I want to do is go halfway down that side and then come halfway down the other side. Just feel the push into that low high back or low back high butt area. Good. Now I want to stop here, and we can keep them crossed or we can keep them together. And what we're going to do is we're going to drop the knees a little bit, and then to the left, then we're going to bring them in. We're just making a small circle on those QLs and glute area. Really try to lean as we go to that side. That way you get the outer gluteus medius there. Good. Excellent job. 2 more. And on this next one, you know the drill, we're going to stop and we're going to go the other way. If the knees are getting tired, just let them sit here. Are the legs getting tired at all? You can let it rest and then pick it back up. 3, 2, and 1. Very good. Go ahead and put those feet back down. Let's let that foam roller down. And from here, nice and easy, we're going to go ahead and sit up. We've been down for a little bit, so take your time coming up. Don't want any blood rushing in the wrong directions, right? All right, so let's go ahead, and now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and sit up on the foam roller. A couple ways you can do this. You can come from this arm, do it this way, or if that's a little difficult, you can come from here, lift both hands up, and kind of kick that foam roller underneath you. But either way, whatever's easiest to get onto that foam roller, we want to be seated on it. From here, we're going to roll on this leg right here. Now you'll notice there's 2 ways to do this roll. This leg's always planted and bent. This leg I have a slight bend, or I can straighten it out. Now sometimes on the mat that kind of gets caught and a little rough, so that's why sometimes I'll just be here, I'll bend at that knee. If we do drop it straight, we're putting a little bit more pressure on the glute, so it's a little bit more heavy of a roll compared to this. But it is up to you how you would like to roll that glute. 3, 2, and we're doing somewhere around 5 to 8 rolls. If you're doing this on their own, you can go up to 10 to 15 rolls, about 30 seconds to a minute on each side. From here, this knee is still down. Take this leg, put it over that leg. If that's difficult, drop that leg. That's fine too. And what we're going to do is we're going to just lean on this side. You see how my foot that's on the ground is kind of pushing me over this way? And I just want to find the side of that glute there and roll on. Good. A little bit of piriformis kicks in here, a little bit of medius. We can be on the side of the glute and then right on the meat of the butt. Right there. Find those knots, and knots are going to feel like tender spots or like you're rolling over a knot. Called these myofascial spindles. They're usually not knots in the actual muscle. Muscle tissue's very fibrous and does tend to sometimes knot up itself, but usually that's an injury. When we feel knots, usually it's the myofascial spindles. That fascia is that connective tissue. Let's go ahead and switch it up on continuing this one. We're going back to the other side now. Same thing we did before. That fascia is that connective tissue that surrounds the entire muscle and skeletal body, and it is there to support. It is there for multifunctional movement, and it is also there to protect. Protection is the big one, because that's when it tenses up or when we put something, overuse something. Let's go ahead and cross the leg over. When we overuse a muscle or a muscle group, they will think that they need to protect, and the spindles will start to form, and you will get that knot or you'll get a tight myofascia. That is what we do this for, to tell them that we're not overusing it. We are just busy people. And that is the way of the world. And we need to get range of motion back. And then we stretch it to tell it that, hey, instead of protecting it, how about you make it stronger and more flexible? 3, 2, and 1. Very good on that one. Let's go ahead and work our way down to the calves here. So calves, I love to do just one side. And if you're doing, I know I mentioned this before that I was going to mention, if you're doing tennis ball, lacrosse ball, things like that, for the glutes, just an easy putting it on this side and rolling it around. Wouldn't really do the back that we did or the neck, but for the glutes, definitely could do the tennis ball. And same here, you could just put that calf right on that ball. But I like doing one side so I can have support here. This doesn't put as much pressure on my shoulders, but you got to find the right spot. Now, when I do the calves too, I like to kick the foot out, facing you first. I'll do about 3 rolls on that way. Then I'll put the calf up, roll it that way. And then finally, I'll put the calf and point it the other direction. And you'll usually find one of these to be a little bit more sore than the other. Good, and if you want to keep it going, you could do a couple back on this side and a couple here. Excellent. Let's switch the side. You can do both calves at the same time, but as I was saying before, puts a lot of pressure on the shoulders. You're adding another base point with this foot down. Good. As I did before, I'm going outside first. Then I'm coming to straight up. And I usually like to point the toe out, not up. And then straight in. Good. We'll do one more round. One or two there. One or two on that side. And one or two on the inside. Excellent, excellent job. We just got the upper back to go here. We're going to stick to the back side of the body today. We're going to continue this series. We'll be doing Tuesdays and Fridays. Tuesdays at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Fridays at, I think it's 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can check the schedule for that. Or if you need more information, shoot me a message or message us at fitness.center@rtx.com. We're going to put this out, lay right on that upper back. And coming up we go. Very good. Hands are going to go behind the head just to support the neck. And you'll see we're using our feet as a balance point. If you need to get a little further, we should be going mid-back to right to the shoulder blades. Going up and down. If you need more length, you can always walk with the feet. Up to you. Fitness.center@rtx.com. Not sure if I finished that sentence. Happy to get you guys a schedule. Excellent. Let's pick the hand out, where we will continue to work through the body every time, stretching and rolling, hence the stretch roll. Good. Now this one we should feel in the back of that shoulder blade. Let's go ahead and switch it. Excellent. Hands behind the head. Let's tighten that elbow in. Lean on that left side. Lean on that right side. Very good. And what we're going to do here is we're going to let the hips fall. I'm going to face you. And you'll see the armpit's right here. We're just below that armpit area. We could take the hand straight out, or we could place it behind here. You'll feel some weird things as you're moving it. Other hand can go here to support, or it can go up on the body. And what we want to do is just a little roll right here. So we go from like rib cage to just under the armpit. These are our serratus muscles into that intercostal muscles. Good. These are ones that get tight and prevent our shoulders from getting full range of motion. Let's go ahead and flip it. We don't want to roll these too much. They get aggravated really easily. Good, roll over there. But they're really good for releasing some of that tension in the back of the shoulders. Can help even with some of the breathing if you have tension back there, right? Because those intercostals can open up a little bit more. We're not really rolling the intercostals so much. They're built into those rib cage muscles, but it's that fascia that's surrounding that. If that can open up a little bit, it always gives more room for muscles to go. Excellent job on those rolls. Let's now turn to stretching out some of those rolls. So we're going to start actually in a seated position. And I want you to do your best cross leg, or if you can't cross leg, you can bring the feet together, or you can cross just like this. We're going to sit nice and tall here, and all I want to do first is just open up the shoulder blades. So we're going to put both hands back and just push through our chest and pull those shoulder blades back. Very good. Inhale. Exhale. Very important with full rolling stretching everyday life to breathe. And exhale. And when we talk about breathing, think of belly breathing. Your belly should expand, not suck in when you take that inhale. We fill the belly, we let it out. All right, let's go ahead and take the right hand on the left knee. Left hand goes back to pivot, and we are just going to pull ourselves, pulling the knee this way, pulling the back across, and just that good twisting pattern. Really good stretch for that upper to lower back. Fascia works across the body and wraps around. So this is a good way to really stretch from the upper left shoulder to the lower right back, that fascia. 3, 2, 1. Let's go ahead and switch the side. Left knee now with the right knee with the left hand, and right hand comes back. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very good. Let's go ahead and get into our calf here. I'm going to kind of switch gears a little bit. Now the calf is going to be somewhat of a, if you've done yoga before, a down dog pose. We're going to have the hips up, but we're going to go single leg. So what we'll do from here, we're in that hands and knees. We're just going to push off the knees, bring those calves up. Find a good comfortable hand position. We're going to cross the right leg over the left leg, or right foot over the left heel. And what we're going to do from here now is push our butt back, and we should feel that stretch go down the back of the leg, calf. If you don't feel, try to step out a little further. Push back. You should feel that calf kick in there. 3, 2, and 1. Let's go ahead and switch. Now we're holding for about 10 or 15 seconds. I would recommend, if you have a longer session, to go about 30 seconds to 45 seconds. You can pick those big muscle groups if you don't have a lot of time. Keep your breathing going. Let's go ahead and 3, 2, and 1. Let's bring the knees right back down to the ground. We're gonna cross that body one more time. We're gonna take the right hand, stick it a little further. I want you to open up the knees and sit that butt back so you kind of feel that stretch, and then take your left hand. And what you're gonna do is with that left hand, just kind of put it down and push to rotate your body, feeling that push, and you can extend out a little further. The eyes are looking right over that arm. They can also look under if you want to get a little bit more stretch. Three, 2, 1. Let's go ahead and pull that arm up. And we're going to reach under. Other side. Sit it back as much as you can. I tend to hold a stretch a little longer. It's because I needed it. One benefit I've got, right? Five, 4, 3, 2, and go ahead and bring that up. And we did a lot of that sitting. I just want to one time drop those hips. And if this is uncomfortable, painful for you, I would not do this one. But the hyperextension or a cobra is a really good way to just release. And we always finish that one with a little pushback one more time, just to kind of offset that stretch. Excellent. We'll come back up to the upper body in just a minute. Well, we're going to get some upper body, but what we're going to do next, we'll come back to the upper body in a minute. We're going to use this as a pillow. All right. I like to use this, and I'll explain why in just a second. So you can use the foam roller under the neck. If you want to use a regular pillow, you absolutely can too, if it's not as comfortable. We're going to cross this leg over. And the reason I like to elevate the head, like I was just talking about, because when I do this stretch, if I'm down here, it makes it a further stretch. Right now I have to lift my head up anyway And we don't want to strain the neck while we're trying to stretch. So with this one, we're going to push down, opening up the hip flexor. You feel that kind of pull in the hip. Three, two, and great. Now we're going to release the left hand over to here, grab it with the right hand, the left leg, and you're just going to pull straight over as far as you can go while keeping this hand right here on the ground. If you need a little more, extend that leg. You'll feel the glute kick in a little bit more when you extend that leg. And just feel that good stretch coming all through here. This is one of them where we will hold it just a hair longer. Three, two, and one. Excellent, excellent job. Let's go ahead and switch it up. So now we're here. We're pushing this in. And one, let's go ahead and grab and pull, and I am going to release that leg down to get some more. It can stay pretty much straight. You don't have to look over your right shoulder, but you can. That's a little bit extra. Really let that pull, but you got to keep that hand planted in the ground on the right side or opposite side. Maybe you're doing the opposite as me. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's go ahead and bring them both in here real quick. Nice tight stretch. 3, 2, 1. Release those down. Now what we're going to do is we're going to come on our side. We're going to do an open book stretch. Really, really good stretch for opening up the upper body. Hands are here. Knee comes right in, right over top. And what we do is we open up here and we actually come back. We're going to do this 5 times. We're going to let it stretch on the 5th. So we're over top, and we'll count that as 1 in case you didn't join me the first time. We're trying to keep this knee planted as we reach. We may not go that far. That is okay. This is what we call open the book. Good. We got one more, and then on this last one, we are going to hold. We're going to come out here, open book, and hold for 10. Keep that knee down. 3, 2, and 1. Bring it back over. Let's go ahead and rotate to the right side. Same thing. Excellent. All right, same thing. Here we go. Open 5 times. So we come 1, 2, 3, 4. We hold on the next one. And number 5, give it a good hold here. Three, 2, and 1. Really, really good one to get that upper body opened up, get cross chain like we talked about before, of that chest that wraps around to the back. So a good way to open up there. Let's finish up. You could be seated, standing. I'm just going to come a little closer so you can see, but we're going to do some neck stretching. And so what we're looking for here is just a lean. If you want to place the hand on here, I don't want you to pull, but it can almost be like a weight, because it's naturally right, the elbow and the hand are heavier. We're not trying to pull, we're just placing the hand on there. Get that neck loosened up. 3, 2, 1. Most of the time when we have tight neck, it's actually coming from the back of the shoulders. So always remember, if you've got kind of a stiffer neck, try rolling the back of those shoulders. I never recommend that you roll on the spot that's really sore, because it's usually what we call referred or target points. Referred points or target points. Trigger points. Sorry, not target points. Trigger points. Trigger points or referred area, because if something is pulling from the back, it is yanking on the back. We tend to not stretch the chest or roll the chest enough. We're going to cover that the next time on rolling the chest. But let's go ahead and get that chest stretched out. We kind of did this in the beginning. If you can grab your hands, open that chest out. So because we're always rolled over, we work on a lot of pulling and stretching. But like if our chest is too tight, it keeps pulling us forward. So just be aware that we want to make sure. One of the best rolls for the chest is taking a tennis ball or a lacrosse ball and rolling it right along that chest area. That's one of the best ways to do that chest. And let's just go ahead and finish. We got to get those hands right. You may be working on the computer today. So let's go ahead and stretch out. And what I want you to do here, this is going to be a little we call PNF stretching, is as you're sitting here, I want you to push your hand and allow your hand to kind of push it down. And then when you get to straight, 3, 2, 1, now push it and try to pull it a little harder than you did the last time. When the muscle works, the muscle relaxes better. So that's why we do that kind of stretching. Just hold it there, 3, 2, 1, and then let's go the other way. And when we're pushing this way, it's on the fingers. When we're here, it's at the hands, because the fingers don't pull as much on that flexor tendon that we're looking for, right? You see it right there. Boom, there it is. Not there. That's the one we're pulling on. And same thing, let's push out. Good. A lot less pressure, because this isn't as strong of a, and then let's pull one more time. Always good to stretch these out to do different wrist rolls, exercises like that, movements like that. 3, 2, 1. So we talk about is rolling that wrist, wiggling the fingers, touching the fingers to the thumb pad. Those are different ways that we can keep those muscles and fingers in motion. 3. Let's go ahead and push. Good. And we're letting the push happen. We're giving a very minor resistance so we can get a little further on that stretch. 3, 2, and 1. Let's go ahead right here. Last push here. Feel that pull. Which usually is the tighter of the two. 3, 2, 1. Give it a light push. Good. Releasing and back down. Big inhale. Big exhale. One more time. Go ahead and shake that out. Excellent, excellent job today. Thank you so much for joining me for Stretch and Roll. We are going to keep these going. And we look forward to seeing you on the next Stretch and Roll. Friday, we'll have another one. I believe it's 11 a.m. And again, if you're not sure, let me know. fitness.center@rtx.com if you want to get the full series. All right. Thank you, everybody. And next time, I will also give you the link so you can watch the old Stretch and Rolls that we record. All right. I appreciate it all, everybody. Have a great rest of your day.